Good afternoon, everybody. This is Diggs. This is another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. I've been getting lots of questions about my Yuna, lots of questions about my King Robb. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of dive in just a little bit and focus on those units, how I've been building them, what I've been using, what's been working, what hasn't been working. And hopefully it'll kind of answer some of the questions that people have been asking me in various Discords and in my YouTube comments. I think we should probably start off with talking about the class match team that I have been running. And honestly, I've been having a lot of fun with it. Full PSA, I do run auto class match. So I don't like manual class matching, but I really love the idea of manipulating an AI to do things and taking advantage of an AI's behavior. So coming into my class match team, in order to hit the 220 cap, I knew I wanted to use Yuna, and I knew I wanted to use Warrior of Light. And so the other unit I ended up actually using is Mariel. And Mariel has actually been serving me really well. And this is the composition that I have been running with. I'm in Diamond 1, I believe. Right now is my class match rank. Will come in and there we go, Diamond 1. And it's been going really good. I've been loving it. It's been something that has been very pleasant for me. Now, in terms of the build, basically my goal was to have Mariel survive, right? Because what happens in a lot of these formations and in a lot of these compositions is that you're running an MR unit that's going to get one shot and die, right? With this composition specifically, Yuna's going to cast Re-Raise on Mariel. Mariel's going to run forward, of course, right? And Mariel's going to get attacked by the enemy. If you can set it up so that Mariel can absorb more than 2 hits, odds are Mariel's going to Re-Raise. Mariel's either going to attack and destroy an enemy, particularly if they're Dark Element, or Mariel's going to absorb kind of the primary brunt of your opponent's attacks, and then Yuna will come in and sweep them up. I have Warrior of Light in here because Warrior of Light can throw off the AI just enough and can really balance and kind of work as a team with Yuna. And together with these 3 units, I've actually been having a lot of success in class match. And honestly, Mariel is bonkers crazy. Like, I don't think if I can describe like how good Mariel is. A lot of people might be asking why on earth I have Lohengrin on her. Or sorry, why on earth I have Lazalia sword on her and I don't have Lohengrin? Well, the honest answer is I was running into a lot of evasion compositions, and the Lohengrin that I had was not giving me enough accuracy, so I threw on the Lazalia greatsword to kind of balance it out here. I am considering possibly switching it up to Excalibur if I keep running into different compositions like this. It does have a little bit more accuracy, less magic, but no slash attack. I'm not really sure where to go, right? Because the Lohengrins that I have, they have more magic, they have more slash attack, but they're kind of suffering in the accuracy department. So I'm not 100% sure kind of where I'm going to go. This was like a last minute change earlier today. In terms of my Yuna, we are running her actual TMR, and I found this is particularly effective in multiple situations in class match or just in situations where you might need a heal and a protect and shell at the same time. Particularly in free match that I've been running, if you don't get killed the first turn, basically what happens, Yuna will run forward and use this, and then it just makes your team harder to kill, and Yuna's going to heal them and kind of go from there. Now, I do want to showcase this composition a little bit. So we are going to go ahead and do a free match battle with it. And I do love the new free match settings down here, where you can only match with opponents who share the same auto battle settings. Of course, the problem that I have is I'm rank 145, so finding an opponent sometimes can take a while. And a lot of people, you know, this is free match, right? So I could run a different unit. I have been running Robb instead of Mariel in my normal free match composition. Actually, I should probably do that. I'll probably show off, let me swap to my Robb team. And then we'll just talk about both teams, and then I'll show you how they perform. With my Robb team, the biggest problem I have is survivability for Robb. So the goal of Robb entirely, he needs to survive in order to use his attacks. Now, I do have the Armor of Light on him for some magic resistance. I do have bells on him, because even though he starts with really high AP, he does run out really quickly. And I don't have the best weapon on him. I actually have an attack 145 Kiku Ichimonji +5, which does give him agility minus, and only slash attack up 13. So there are, of course, better weapons, but this has actually proved pretty powerful. Now, one thing you'll notice is that I have my Solidus card on Warrior of Light here. The reason that I made this change is because my Robb was coming in and dealing damage, but he wasn't finishing the opponent off. So my goal was to have Robb one-shot opponents. That's what I wanted him to do, and I was hoping he would do. But the situation is, right, I was running Solidus on him, which only gave him 22 attack. It just wasn't working. And so I wanted to give him a VC with more attack. And I can't remember why I was running Solidus on him. I think it was something to do with running, like, this. I was running some type of VC formation. Oh no, this is what it was. So I was running Solidus on Yuna. I was running the Final Fantasy XIV card on Warrior of Light, and then I was actually running area resistance. So I was testing with that final VC card because I was having trouble surviving when I was doing these matches, or free matches specifically. I was having trouble surviving Sakura's limit break, followed up by Yuna's limit break. I found that if I didn't have enough agility to handle that, or if I didn't do initial placement of my formation, what would happen is Sakura and Yuna would come together, and I would just eat both of their limit breaks, particularly if I had the agility to move forward or I was in the standard comp position. So I was getting my ass kicked a lot. And so I kind of switched my formation here to run Warrior of Light in front, Yuna in the middle, and Robb in the back. Robb is, of course, going to probably pop Revitalize first, and then he'll come forward and he'll use some of his abilities. Now, his new abilities are extremely powerful, and I've been enjoying them quite a bit. So let's go ahead and open it up, and I'll show you all about those. So Zentetsu Kongo, I've been having him use a lot, and it's been dealing very good damage. And then also Vortex Render as well. So dealing medium damage to targets within range with high chance of critical hit. Those are the two that have really been amazing. However, there have been situations, particularly in this match and in this map, where Oborozuki has actually been very powerful. If Robb is within range, right, because of Yuna's amount of healing, and with Warrior of Light actually in the composition as well, what's happening is Robb has an opportunity to get in range, and a lot of the units are clustering. So Robb is able to actually get in there and pop in Oborozuki and potentially land slow, which is sometimes the reason I'm able to kill an opponent's Yuna. The other thing that he'll do is he will pop Night Veil as well. So being able to land these is pretty important. Illusion and Hone Devotion, I actually don't get to see that much, and I think it's because we are so close to the opponent in this free match system that I think what's happening is the opponents are basically like within range, and so your units want to attack. There are some situations where Robb doesn't even get a turn to buff with Revitalize because the enemies are already in range of Vortex Render or whatever ability he's going to use, and he just runs forward and uses it. So there's lots of little details going on here. Probably between my Yuna and my Robb, I've actually been getting a lot more requests to talk about Robb, and I have no doubt that Robb is going to be very powerful when his new VC comes out, because it does give light units evasion up, and so it does give you an opportunity, whether you're in class match or whether you're in free match or in arena, to actually run a light evasion VC composition that's very powerful. And oh, here we go. CB Supreme, you are about to kick my ass. Guaranteed this is Sakura, Yuna, and El Sorel. Because I still struggle, particularly when El Sorel's in the opposing composition, to actually survive the El Sorel, Yuna, and Sakura combination. But this is actually, it looks like it's going to go good. We are going to get a re-raise off here, and I believe it's going to go on Robb, which would be wonderful. Sometimes it does land on Warrior of Light, and I'm not sure. I think it's probably just because I'm adjusting the VCs, because it should usually go to the first unit in the party, right? Unless there's like native enmity. So you see, this party, I bet, was designed to double land limit breaks from both Sakura and Yuna. Guaranteed that's what this composition is used to, and that's what I've been seeing. Ooh, we got the magic resist up. So I did change Warrior of Light to Spellblade sub to try and survive these Yuna and Sakura compositions, right? So this is actually a great situation to kind of show off my composition and what I've been trying to do. We're going to get, of course, Energy Ray from my Yuna, which is very exciting, and I do love. Hopefully, Robb will probably come in. Oh, he was standing in the Rebel Intention. Not good. But there's Vortex Render, and notice it killed the Sakura. I think Yuna's going to heal instead of deal damage here, which will be great, because the Yuna AI is very healing focused. And it looks like she's just going to pop a heal with Ildira healing as well. And I bet you... Oh, okay. Warrior of Light limit break. So Robb's probably going to get hit by Rebel Intention here, but he's going to re-raise and get another attack, which will be great. And actually, Yuna might pop her heal here in time. Nope. But Robb's going to raise back up, and then I bet you get healed by Yuna here. Oh, Yuna down. So that was the one-shot attack from Robb that I was talking about in terms of trying to kill Yuna, right? So dealing with Yuna has been such a pain. And granted, that was not a 120 Yuna, but this is just an example of kind of what I've been trying to do with my Robb and try to build towards. And now, of course, it's just a cleanup. Shout out if Supreme is watching this video right now. Your composition, I'm sure, if I was in the standard formation, would have obliterated me, because I have been killed by the Sakura Yuna double limit break cast multiple times as I was preparing, and my team is actually designed to try and go against that. Again, we kind of talked about how I've been rotating the VCs on Robb, and I really just found that I needed more attack on Robb to reliably one-shot kill opponents, and not kind of do this kind of dance around, right? Like attacking Yuna 20 million times, which is just drives me crazy, right? And I think part of the reason Robb was actually able to deal so much damage there with Yuna was because Warrior of Light actually chained his limit break with him. I can't go back to the footage and look there, but it's just a great example of both kind of how Yuna plays into this composition and also Robb plays into this composition, how important positioning is. And this is very similar to my class match formation, where I'm running Mariel in the first slot, and Yuna will always cast Re-Raise on Mariel, and Warrior of Light's role is basically to distract, take some hits, and kind of have another unit deal that finishing blow or have Yuna whittle them down slowly. It's completely to mess with the enemy AI, and I think Warrior of Light does that really good. I have considered running no weapon on Warrior of Light and just going completely accessories, and because I have gone very high HP, so I'm actually going an HP build on my Warrior of Light with 7,885 on my Holy Knight Shoulder Pauldron. So I've considered going even more HP and trying to stack more as possible. I could put his TMR on him, but I wanted him to have agility so that he could catch up. So that's kind of what I'm messing with right now. That's kind of my Yuna. I think a lot of people running Bahamut VC, I actually think the most important VC in this formation is actually Solidus. I think when you're going up against so many Sakuras, so many Yunas right now, having Solidus is so critical. And I would go so far to say that Solidus is the best VC in the game right now. I think it's the most powerful and the most relevant VC, especially as we transition into next week or the week after when we get the King Robb VC, where we're going to start seeing King Robb becoming even more relevant and Evasion Light comps popping up. Guaranteed, you're going to see Warrior of Light, you're going to see King Robb, and probably some other Evasion built unit that is just going to decimate our teams in both Arena, Guild Wars, Class Match, Live PvP, you name it. That's kind of it for this video right now. I will go ahead and go over my Yuna's build real quick though. The only ability I've really turned off is Prey. Now, I could leave Prey on, but the problem is I find that if you leave Prey on, she goes really Prey happy. Other than that, I've left all of her abilities on, and I wish her AI was a little bit more aggro than it actually is, but it is going to be what it's going to be. Kind of what you saw in this fight as well is that I did change Warrior of Light to Spellblade sub. I do have Resist Magic as the only ability that is turned on, so that he will buff the allies with magic attack resistance, which also helps. And then, of course, King Robb is going to be run with Self-Sacrifice and Deadly Mastery. Of course, we're going to lean into that critical hit rate with him, right? Because he is a critical hit rate focused unit. I put Odin on him because I wanted the extra agility on King Robb, and I was finding I needed that agility. I think a lot of people are going to be running Behemoth as well currently, but I do believe, I'm going to double check here, I do believe Behemoth gives light resistance down. So the reason I'm not running Behemoth is because it gives me light resistance down. It would give me another 300 HP, and it's arguable that that might mitigate that 10% light resistance down. But at the same time, Odin gives me 19 agility, Behemoth gives me 16. You know, Behemoth even gives more luck. So you'll probably see Behemoth being utilized more when actually Behemoth is in that light evasion composition. I have this feeling. Anyway, everyone, if you like this type of video, a lot of people have been requesting me to do it. I'm just like a casual guy playing more of the Visions. So again, there are many people out there who are much smarter than I am, and I would definitely encourage you to go watch them. But I hope this helped you guys, and if you want to support me, you can always go to my affiliate link. It is dig.gs/coins, or you can go to dig.gs/offer as well. And have a great rest of your day. I hope you all have a great Sunday.